performed and everything. They were great.
Tell you what, I don't know if you saw it, and most people didn't over the weekend, the golf tournament on TV down at Hilton Head, the Heritage. Tiger wasn't playing, so after the Masters, I mean, it was just the faithful that actually watched it. But it came down to a playoff at the end. Jim, I really thought Furyk was going to win this thing and wasn't going to have a whole lot of trouble with it. But he ended up in this playoff with a guy named Davis, who I'd never heard of, an English player. Mm-hmm. Well, Englishman. Is that how you... Well, he's from England.
We knew what you meant.
Okay, I wasn't sure if
British fella.
British fella, yeah. And it came down to, they had to go into overtime, had to play extra holes. And I'd never, I mean, even when I watched it, it was like, well, what did he do wrong? I mean, I guess if you're a purist, you would know. But to me, I didn't see it. But apparently he hit into the rough in this first of the extra holes. Mm-hmm. And he could have taken a penalty shot and dropped the ball in a clean lie, but decided if he did that, he was going to lose.
Mm-hmm. And this Furyk or Davis?
Davis.
Okay.
This is his first chance at ever winning, a major tournament.
Right.
He was going for it, and it was laying on some rock and some weeds and.
A lot of times where my ball lays.
Exactly. We're used to hitting out of this. Obviously, he wasn't.
Expert.
Obviously, he wasn't used to hitting out of this stuff. I could have hit this shot.
Yeah, this is in my wheelhouse.
But in playing that shot, he thought he saw out of the corner of his eye a weed move that he hit when he pulled his club back. And he went with the shot, and the ball it lofted up. It landed on the green. He had a makeable putt to stay in this thing. He could have won this thing.
Uh-huh.
But out of the corner of his eye, he saw a weed move after he hit it lifting his club.
On the backswing.
On the backswing. That's against the rules. That's like moving an obstruction in the shot. Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it.
Right.
But he thought he did, so he called an official over and said, I think I hit that weed.
He hit a weed on the backstroke?
On his backswing.
Why would that?
You can't move.
He's not obstructing anything going to the ball, though.
But it's all part of the swing. Well, see, this was a rule I didn't even know existed. I would never, in my wildest imagination, have imagined that tipping a weed.
Well, I mean, I didn't know you couldn't kick a ball out with your foot.
You didn't know that? No, they don't allow that either. Not even.
I mean, how are you supposed
to
know all the
that.
rules?
You can't kick a ball with your foot.
So they go over and they're watching this thing. They have to put this thing in slow motion to see it actually happen.
Did he hit the weed?
He did.
So he lost?
He lost. He was out of the tournament. He lost $400,000
for a weed
by admitting that he thought he had done something illegal. And
but he doesn't even know for sure. But he did.
He said he caught it out of the corner of his eye. He thought he saw it, and he did. It was true. It happened.
So
in super slow motion, they saw that club touch that weed.
Mm-hmm.
How
else was he supposed to get out of that area where the ball was laying? How else was he supposed to get out if he wasn't supposed to?
He should have. He was supposed to have picked it up and taken a drop shot and a penalty and had a clean shot.
But he hit a weed.
And lost the tournament because of it.
He was honest about it because he said he saw it.
And they are praising him to high heaven now. Probably the best thing he ever did in his career. Because if he had won this tournament, who would have known it? Who would have cared?
Well, he would have always lived with it.
Who would have cared? Oh, I mean, and he said, I didn't do the right thing. I need to make sure somebody knew that. So he went ahead and he said, this is for my kids. And he said, it's positive and I'm moving forward. He said he got a couple of calls immediately from some of the old legends from the seniors saying, thank you for bringing a little class back to the game after Tiger Woods and all. Thank you very much. And he said a lot of his emails and stuff were coming from kids whose teachers were having them watched it and having them write letters thanking him for being honest and that kind of stuff.
How about that?
It's really turned into a huge thing, a lot more publicity.
Exactly. Then he would have gotten had he won.
Because had he won, he would have been a report in the middle of something on ESPN2, and nobody would have ever remembered his name. But he admitted that he made a mistake. He said, for me now, it's nothing but looking forward. Said, I'm going to have a good year. It's going to be a good year for golf. It's going to be a good year for me.
And coming in second, he probably still did okay money-wise.
Yeah, I think he made about $700,000 coming in second. But I mean, he gave up. But had he won, it would have been almost $1.1 million,
right?
Which Jim Furyk got.
Mm-hmm.
But to him, it was worth it to
be honest,
to follow the rules and
have everybody talk about him the next day too. This is great.
You know,
it's something
positive.
You know what though? He probably didn't intend on everybody talking about him.
Well, no, he just
genuine.
He did exactly what he thought was the right thing to do at that moment, and this has all happened since then.
Yeah,
you guys would have done that.
I didn't know it was against the law. I would have known it was. I'd broken a rule.
Right.
I mean,
you're not on tour either.
Well, that's true.
I think once you get to that level of golf, you have a better understanding of the rules. Like I would know at that point, I couldn't kick the ball out to bet or lie.
Yeah, you probably would. Somebody would have told you.
See, I'd have broke that weed off.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have had a problem missing that weed
because otherwise you would hit it.
Exactly. So it's way to go, man. 7:32 at WEZL.
It's a certified sale.